Hey guys, in this video, we will see the differences between coding and programming. Hmm, aren't both the same? Let's find out. So, let us add two numbers. It's a basic task. Everybody knows 4 plus 3 is 7. But in today's world, there are supercomputers. So, let's just test whether our system can add two numbers or not. I'll try saying, what is 3 plus 4? Dear computer, what is 3 plus 4? It didn't respond. Well, that's because PCs are not programmed to input a voice and act accordingly. Then how can we perform addition? Let's try using coding. So what's coding? Coding is all about writing syntactically correct code in a particular programming language. Example Python, C++, Java. So why do we code? We perform coding to execute a task. But the underlying process of coding remains same for all languages. For example, if we take Python, the end result remains the same. 4 plus 3 will remain 7. Even if we take C++, 4 plus 3 will remain 7. It won't change. The syntax looks different in both the languages. So as you see here, for a Python code, it just takes 3 lines to add two numbers. But when you take a C++ code, it takes about 5 to 6 lines to add two numbers. Why is it so? It's because each programming language has its own syntax. What's a syntax? Well, you cannot add English words in some other language where the listener won't be able to understand what you are trying to say. That's the main reason each language has its own syntax. Probably we won't use English articles in some other language, say French or German. So syntax defines the language. So this is the syntax of a Pythonic code, and this is the syntax of a C++ code. Let's try to code addition of two numbers in an editor. So I have opened my Visual Studio editor. Let's now write a Python code to add two numbers. Let me just say a equals 3. By saying the line a equals 3, I'm initializing the value 3 to a variable called a. Let's create another variable called b, and I am initializing b with 4. So as you can see, b got initialized with 4 and a got initialized with 3. Hmm. So according to the slides, let's add the two values and see whether the Python code can sum the two values. Print a plus b. So let's run our program. To run a Python program, we can say Python space file name. Here's the file name .py. .py is the extension of a Python program. Let's click enter, and as you see, 7 is displayed. What if I change some other symbol right here? Let's say an apostrophe. As you can see, the syntax of the language gets affected. So there is an error generated in this line. As you can see, the file name turned red. So as I was speaking about syntax, the Python interpreter does not understand code which is non-Python. Say for example, I'll try coding the same program, that is addition of two numbers in C++. Let's see what the interpreter does to it. Let's try running the program. So as you see, guys, there are about 9 errors in this small piece of code. It is because Python interpreter does not understand a non-Python programming language. The interpreter is designed such that the syntax of the Python must be maintained in order to execute the program. If I execute the same program in a C++ compiler, the code will run smoothly because, according to the language of C++, I am syntactically correct and the output 7 will be produced. So, my point here is each programming language has its own syntax, has its own definition of the grammar of the language. So, but the motive remains the same. In both the cases, we are performing addition. 4 plus 3 remains 7 in C++ and in Python. So coding is syntactically different for different languages. So guys, as I was saying, coding is different for different programming languages. It differs basically through syntax, but the underlying purpose of coding remains the same. In our case, the task was to add two numbers. Both the Python and C++ program will provide 7 as the answer. So we learned that coding is nothing but writing syntactically correct code in some programming language. Well, what is programming then? Programming is nothing but instructing a computer in a way it understands. What language does a computer understand? Yes, you are right. It's the binary language. It's also called the machine level language, or the lowest level language. Machine level language is the first generation programming language. Computers are first coded using zeros and ones, which are very difficult to interpret and understand for humans. The second came the assembly level language to program microprocessors and microcontrollers. And the third generation programming language are the high level programming languages which we use, example C++, Python, Java, etc. So, as I was saying, PCs and laptops, personal computers and laptops only understand the language of zeros and ones, which is the binary level language. Why is it so? Because we are looking at the topmost end of the product, which is the laptops or PCs or whatever. Inside the device, there is something called a processor. CPU is the central processing unit, the brain of the computing system. Inside the processor, there are like hundreds of integrated circuits. Integrated circuits are small, small sized chips which provides functionalities, say arithmetic. Inside ICs, there are electronic circuits called diodes and transistors. Diodes are two-terminal devices and transistors are three-terminal devices. Inside diodes and transistors, the basic fundamental electronic circuit called the logic gate will be present. The logic gate is the most fundamental electronic circuit which works using Boolean logic. What is Boolean logic? Boolean logic consists of zeros and ones. Examples of logic gates involve AND gate, OR gate, etc. So the gates work on binary values. In our understanding, what binary values means are voltage values. There are two values in binary, 0 and 1. 0 represents a low voltage value and 1 represents a high voltage value. By saying 110 in the machine, it would be coded as 2 because the binary representation of 2 will be 110. We can understand that if somebody says 2 is an even number, we can understand that the number is 2. But the computer cannot understand what we are trying to say. It only understands binary level language. So, what are the processes that are involved in programming? Surprisingly, the main process involved in programming is coding. In order to program, we have to choose a particular programming language and write code in order to build, design, execute the task. And the second uh, process is the compilation. Compilation is subdivided into error checking and code translation. In our Python code, when we replaced it with C++ program, errors were displayed. This is because the basic syntax of Python rules were violated. So we basically tried to execute a C++ program in a Python editor, which is syntactically incorrect. So what is testing? Imagine a situation. You write hundreds and thousands of lines of code and you want to run it for like 20 or 30 test cases. Running the code for each test case is testing, and debugging involves the error detection and proper correction in each test case so that the final code becomes robust. Computer can understand Python? Well, absolutely not. A PC cannot understand Python programming language. There is an intermediate software called an interpreter. As I was saying, Python interpreter only understands Python programming language. The interpreter converts the Python code to machine level code, which is nothing but zeros and ones. After the computer receives the machine level code, it performs the task of execution. That is why execution comes as a finite task of programming. So the software which performs the code compilation is the compiler or interpreter. Compiler reads the code as a whole file and provides the errors and bugs in the code, whereas interpreter reads the code line by line, which is why interpreter is considered a bit slow than the compiler. So what is the underlying process of compilation in Python? So as I was typing the file, you guys would have noticed the file extension I would have saved as .py. On clicking the run button or by using the Python space file name command and by clicking enter, the file would be converted to a bytecode file, which is saved with the extension .pyc. Then the bytecode file will be converted to machine level, which is nothing but the binary file. The system would receive the binary file and it would execute the binary file and it would provide the output to the code editor, which is why we are able to see the output 7 in the editor. So, what about the execution? We saw about programming, we saw about compilation. The final task of programming was the execution. The control unit or CU of the CPU produces control signals. The CPU consists of two primary units, namely the arithmetic and logical unit and the control unit. So, what does this control unit do? It provides signals to various subparts present in the CPU. See, for example, if we want to add two numbers, the control unit will provide control signals to the arithmetic and logical unit present inside the CPU. Then the ALU comes to the rescue and add two numbers, and the result will be stored in a memory location. In our case, we added 4 and 3. 4 and 3 will be added and it will be stored in a memory location, which would then be fetched and displayed to our screen. So we use the print function. The print function fetches the value from the memory location and it prints the value on the screen. This is about execution. So guys, to sum up, coding is something language specific, but the underlying purpose remains the same. The purpose remains the same when we used Python or C++. 4 plus 3 remains 7 for both the cases. Coding is comparatively a smaller process when compared to programming. Coding is actually one of the sub processes of programming. What we all do when we type and execute Python code is actually coding because it all takes one click to see the output of the program. But actually, there are many processes which are running in the background, which actually defines programming. So, hope you learned the difference between programming and coding. So, thank you guys for watching this video. Please do like this video and subscribe to my channel for more such content. Thank you.